Today's question: are benchmarking applications accurate? But first, my name is Steve Smith, this is TQA Weekly, and I am guilty of this. Get a new piece of hardware, test it with a benchmarking application. See what it can do. See what raw performance I can expect from it if I decided to pin it all the way down to hell and figure out all of the frames per second or all the data it can push. But is that actually accurate? There are several conditions that can make hardware perform better or worse. These things include thermal output, cooling, and power. They include compatibility, bottlenecking, drivers, as well as the silicon lottery. What does benchmarking applications do? That's an important question. Hardware companies put out specifications. They put out features, capabilities of hardware, what it should be able to do under various circumstances. And we use benchmarking software to determine if it can actually do this. So in that regard, benchmarking software can be thought of as a guarantee of service from the hardware developer who says the hardware is supposed to be able to do a very specific thing. So we're able to see if it's technically capable of achieving or surpassing the goals of their said specifications on that released piece of hardware. So it allows us to see if it's even worth buying. And this is why it's important to see other people buy it and test it before actually buying it yourself. Because the thing is that without that kind of information, we may actually get screwed. So benchmarking software allows us to test various things about computers. The CPU, the GPU, and other components. Everything pretty much has a test. And on those kinds of tests, we can also test multiple different parts of the computer at the same time. But the thing that we must actually keep in mind is that that kind of software at 100%. And if the computer is incapable of reaching 100% on that kind of test, well, that's because there's a bottleneck in the computer. And that is usually a statement of it being imbalanced or not properly thought out. So the thing is that you might not actually see that bottleneck in everyday use. So why does benchmarking a system not reflect the daily reality of using a computer the way that it was tested? We are rarely able to push a computer in the same way a benchmarking application can, and thus never experience the same performance issues, thermal issues, or thermal throttling that actually occurs when we are benchmarking a computer. And therefore, while the test itself allows us to validate that the hardware that we're being sold actually can perform as well as it can be, it's not necessarily an accurate way of determining what it can do for us. In fact, the most accurate way to determine if said hardware can do exactly what you want it is to actually use it in the way that you intend to use it, which means real world benchmarking. And the closest we have to that are in video games. Unless we forget that there's no way for that test to be completely accurate if you're not doing exactly everything that you're normally doing. So if you listen to music on YouTube and play video games and have some sort of chat program like Discord on, you are not doing yourself favors if you turn them off for those tests. So the most accurate result that you can get from any benchmarking program is either running the computer you're going to be running in the way you're going to be running it, or using something super similar and having it run in exactly the same environment that it would be running in the first place. And that is the only benchmark that is going to be truly accurate, because it will reflect your real life and not the hellish world of thermal output and power usage that we have from pinning our computers with the most high-end benchmarking applications that we can find out there. So like this episode if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those that you think can benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com or go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see the show notes for this show, where you can search for other episodes, and as well see other ways of enjoying my content. Have a great day. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.